Hi folks, today we're going to be covering how to search Minuteman Library Network and the different resources that Minuteman provides. Briefly, I'll just state that Minuteman is a consortium of local libraries in the greater Boston area. There's over 60 different towns and areas that have their own public library branches represented in this network. And they basically share in resources, books, electronic books, audiobooks, and other library resources that would be available at one particular library across all 60 plus of these. So it's a really wonderful resource when searching for specific sources, and additionally in the towns that you live in that are in the suburbs and neighboring areas of Boston, you're likely able to become a member of the Minuteman Library Network. So I'll get into that, get into a little bit of the search functionality on the website itself, and hopefully you'll be able to use these resources in this video as a reference point for doing some searching for your research paper. So this is catered a little bit towards the ancient history students. However, I think that, like I said in the Cambridge Histories Online video that's on the Commonwealth Library YouTube channel as well, this should be applicable to any student that may be doing research through Minuteman. So before I get started on actually showing you the specifics of the Minuteman website, I wanted to point out that you can get to the Minuteman Library Network homepage through the Commonwealth Library page. Particularly if you go down to this other library catalogs feature, you'll see the Boston Public Library, the Athenaeum, the college libraries that we have right here, and then public library networks. The second one right here is Minuteman. And you can also reach it by minlib.net. So before you're able to actually do robust searching, you're going to need an account. And this comes by setting up a local library account or a local library card with one of the branches there, and then asking for your patron barcode number, patron ID, and setting this account up online. Ms. Budding has been generous enough to let me use her account for this video, so that's how I'll be gaining access to Minuteman. But if you're wondering if you are able to join through your local library, they've got this Our Libraries tab up at the top. It's got a map over here, and then additionally an alphabetized list of different townships and local libraries that are participants in the Minuteman Library Network. So I'd encourage you to check this out, see if your local library or one that's nearby in your area participates, and get yourself a membership, because it's super helpful. So moving on to the My Account thing, once you have your information in, you log in, and then you'll be granted full access to all the different resources that they have on Minuteman. So as you can see, it brings us directly into the search page, but before I do that, I think it would be beneficial to just talk briefly about the services and go to that tab. So right here, this services page has a lot of information about the lending and borrowing policies there, book fees, fines, returns and renewals. It talks a little bit about the mobile app as well. And just generally, if you're interested in suggesting a purchase or learning more about what you can get service-wise through the Minuteman Library Network, I would really recommend you checking out this. Additionally, they've got some book lists here that are basically topic oriented. We've got one on Black History Month. This is obviously February when the video is being recorded, and then a number of different other book lists by topic or perhaps popularity, as you can see on this top request list. So again, really enjoy looking through this website myself, and would encourage you folks to do so if you're looking for casual reading, as well as any type of access for scholarly sources that you may be using in your research paper. And then, as I mentioned before, they've got a Our Libraries tab where you can look through that and see which participating libraries are nearby to your hometown or home. Okay, so getting into the actual searching here on Minuteman, why don't we just go ahead and do a basic search so I can show you all what the modify and refine search looks like here. So we're going to do ancient Rome, given that we're thinking about the ancient history paper. And as you can see, this is a long list of results, almost 2,000 over here. But as you might be able to tell, there's an incredibly robust, refined search drop-down bar over here that you can change things through. So it allows you to refine by location. This is going to list all the different participating libraries in the Minuteman Library Network. Additionally, we've got availability, whether that's physical copies or ebooks. Furthermore, this search is looking at whether or not ancient Rome appears in the title, or it's a subject, or it's something that someone in the community, part of the Minuteman Library Network, has tagged. Additionally, you can look for format. For us, we'd typically be looking for something like book and ebook, so you can click on that, book. You can additionally pick something like ebook as well, apply, and then that should narrow our search results. As you can see, we've got 400 fewer results there, which is great. Additionally, you can look in the collections here. I've noticed that the difference between collections and location is that they are specifically including children's collections in particular, given that they're often in a separate section of the library in comparison to the general research materials as well as adult intended content. But furthermore, you can do publication dates, you can add or tag a subject, language as well, whether it's in English, whatnot, the particular place that it's talking about. For instance, if you're interested in Rome, I think you could go ahead and click that Rome tab. But again, I think that this is really great because you have a lot of different modifiers over here that help narrow the scope of your search, and then narrow ultimately the results, and hopefully put the more relevant resources up at the top of the search. Additionally, as you can see, we've got this articles and reviews tab over here. This is showing more online database resources rather than physical copies of books that may be in the different collections of libraries that are listed in the Minuteman Library Network. You can modify whether or not you want full text or peer-reviewed. Of course, it would help to have both of these things, given that you're looking for scholarly sources that you can access online. I will additionally point you folks to the advanced search tab here now that we've gone through a bit of the refined search results option. So in a previous video, we talked a little bit about Gaius Gracchus and particularly the food supply of ancient Rome, thinking about Cambridge History Online chapters. So I will say, tying into that video, I'm just going to go ahead and use Gaius Gracchus as another search here. And if you're interested in a full explanation of the Boolean search operators, I would encourage you to go to the general search strategies video as well as the JSTOR search video that are both on the Commonwealth Library YouTube channel. But I will say that and, or, and not are very useful tools. So having a keyword and another keyword means that both of these have to appear in the text or in the title for it to show up in your search results. Additionally, you can change these, whether it be the title, the subject, the author. I prefer keyword for these, particularly when you're approaching it with a general search. Or, rather than and, is one that is a catch-all. So it could have either ancient Rome or Gaius Gracchus, but it doesn't necessarily have to have both of those. So in the Venn diagram, it would include all the things that have both Gaius Gracchus and ancient Rome, but it then would also include a broader range of search results that have singularly ancient Rome and singularly Gaius Gracchus. Not also filters out particular words, so you could have ancient Rome but not Gaius Gracchus, and it would mean that it would return all search results that have ancient Rome but don't have that particular keyword or title or author. This year thing is another publication date filter. And then additionally, I think this is really nifty, you can do different formats in here. So because this is a large collection of libraries, there's going to be a number of different medias and formats represented in your search results. I did a search result on, I did a search for ancient drama, and I actually got one for the DVD of Mamma Mia 2, which I think is, a perfect example of something that's utterly irrelevant and not useful, despite perhaps your feeling that it may be an entertaining musical, but not great for a research paper. So I think this is great when you're doing the searching on Minuteman to say book or ebook, or perhaps a journal article, a periodical, whatever you may be looking for in particular. You can also filter by location, as you could at the refined search button as well, and then collection, as we mentioned before, language additionally. And then we've got this article filter here as well. So why don't we go ahead and just do this simple keyword, 2-keyword search of ancient Rome and Gaius Gracchus and see what we get. So we've got about 169 articles and reviews over here. That's a sizable amount. Let's check the catalog and see if we've got anything. So we've got about 5 different books here, 4 books and 1 digital video. Obviously, it might be helpful to join in and watch this video. You can watch it through Canopy. You require access through your account. But for a research paper, you're more likely to use something like Ancient Rome from the early Republic to the assassination of Julius Caesar. I'm seeing Gaius Gracchus even in the title and the makers of Rome. And then Roman Lives, a selection of 8 Roman lives. Gaius Gracchus is likely in there. When you go into actually the catalog listings for these books, you can find publication information, general citation ideas, the opportunity to request it if you choose. And then you can also bookmark and share this. Right here, the library, the call number, and the status show whether or not you're able to check it out and from where. You can request this to be shipped or mailed to a different library if it's easier for you to get to one library versus the other as well. So it's important to be thinking about how am I going to be able to get there? What's the process for actually navigating retrieving the book in person? Okay, so now that we've had the opportunity to go through the general search feature as well as the advanced search feature for Minuteman, I thought that I would quickly talk about the digital collection, the Commonwealth catalog, the EJournal Finder, and online resources. So if you just hover above these, you get sort of a general description of what each of these are. So the digital collection has access to ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, and streaming videos. So this is almost as if the search, you're doing a refine on your search for electronic resources only. So in the event that you're really looking for an audiobook or you're looking for some type of introductory material in the form of a video, this could be helpful. Additionally, if you're looking for ebooks because of limited access or you have a small time frame before an assignment's due, perhaps this is the best way to go. The Commonwealth catalog, you can request items from libraries outside of Minuteman. So this is a statewide library network, and it's very robust. If you thought this was already a large collection of libraries and resources from those libraries, this is even larger and just as impressive, if not more so. So I would encourage you to look through here in the event that you run into serious brick walls in your research process for using Minuteman. Additionally, the EJournal Finder is a more specific way of searching online databases and electronic resources. So note that it says find out if a magazine or academic journal is included in your MA library databases from Gale. So we at the Commonwealth Library also have a subscription to some of the Gale database services, but it's worth it to check through here and see if there's any articles or particular database subscriptions that appear here that aren't necessarily available through Commonwealth. And then finally, there is the online resources tab for all digital content, articles, research databases provided by the library. So I think oftentimes this is where you'd want to go for some general information about what online resources they have and where you can regularly access those. So this describes which Gale and context databases they have regular access to. But if you're looking for an actual search feature, you'd go into the EJournal Finder as well. Let me just quickly log in. And then doing this, you can do general searches like we had ancient Rome before. Go ahead and search here. There's a refine results thing as well. And this is pulling from Gale and whatnot. And this concludes the video on Minuteman Library Network, how to search it, what resources it has, and the relevant search terms and processes that you might use when you're navigating through Minuteman. In the event that you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email to me. Happy to help folks who are navigating the research process and wanting to use Minuteman. And I really encourage you to go to your local library and see what library networks they're participating in, and particularly see if they belong to Minuteman. Check out that Our Libraries list that I mentioned before as well to see if your local library is part of this wonderful, wonderful network which provides so many great resources and materials to students and adult researchers.